Continuing to help us get our life plan in place is David L. Carrier. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, just happy to be here, Nicole.
Yeah, it's a lot of great information. So.
Well, we do what we can.
Yes,
we do what we can.
Oh, you're helping West Michigan. Well, let's start talking a little bit about deeds and dealing with mom and dad, especially if father's not doing so well.
Right.
How can that all be situated?
Well, we gotta, we get these emails in. People present questions and how do we handle it? And one of those that we recently got in was a situation where we've got mom and dad together, they're married, but apparently the house is in dad's name only, which is kind of unusual, let's face it. I mean, generally it's mom and dad together on the deed, which is what you'd expect, or in mom and dad's trust. But you have to be very careful here because, see, what if you screw up the Medicaid application, which happens kind of routinely, and then now you owe money to the nursing home because you don't qualify for the Medicaid, and then you transfer the asset. So the email that we had was, dad goes to the nursing home. Here's dad, he's going off to the nursing home, and now he's deeding the house to mom. Well, if the plan is done correctly, right? I mean, if the timing is done correctly, then dad can deed the house to mom, or dad can put mom on the deed to the house. That could happen. But we were dealing with a situation right now where this is what happened. Dad deeded the house to mom. Dad screwed up his Medicaid application, lost a couple of months. He's sued by the nursing home. Guess what? The nursing home's now coming after mom to get the house back. And it's like, well, it was mom and dad's house, right?
Right.
Well, it ain't necessarily so. Dad has died. Now they're saying there was a fraudulent transfer between the spouses, something that's allowed by the Medicaid, something that could have been done properly, but because it wasn't, now we've got the problem.
Okay, very serious there. Well, you guys have another email as well. My mother was recently put in a nursing home. I'm her disabled grown daughter. Can she give money to me without being penalized? How does that work? Well,
so here we go. We got mom at home. Now she goes to the nursing home. And then I don't have another little, all I had was Smurfette, I mean, it's kind of limited there. But anyway, so, okay, that's, serious daughter, I guess, with the glass. Anyway, the thing is, there are ways that you can transfer money to the daughter. There are ways of doing that. But how do you make sure, that this guy doesn't come along and disqualify you from the Medicaid? Again, can you do it? And so the problem that we have lots of times is people hear stories, oh, well, my good friend did it, or Uncle Charlie did it, or, and it worked out great for them, so let's us do it. And it's like so many of these situations where, can it be done? Yes, it can be done. The question is, how do we do it? Now, every week we give these life plan workshops, and the reason we do the workshops is because we're just trying to say, get the conversation started. You've got a disabled child, you've heard some rules, you heard about this, you've heard about that. How can we make it real? How can we start getting the conversation started in your family? That's what the life plan workshops are all about. They fill up quickly. We're dealing with a full house every week, which is great. But the thing is, we're not like, a lot of these, I don't know. You see these seminars and what have you, and it's sort of like, hey, the circus came to town. Let's go to the. Well, I like to think we're more like the electric company. When you flip the switch, when you need it, you need it.
Yes.
And that's why we do them. That's why we do these workshops every week. Sort of basic information, way to get the conversation started in your family, but it's not the situation where, oh boy, I got to wait a month or 3 weeks. You get the diagnosis today, call today, get into a workshop. Okay, very interesting. I don't know if we have too much time to go over the Medicaid and financially helping children, the question you'd received from a viewer as well. That's one of the, so much of the Medicaid rules seem to penalize people for doing what families normally do.
That's interesting, okay.
So you have a granddaughter who needs a car. Graduated college, needs a car. Grandma's going to help out. Grandma's got the money. 5 years later, 4 years later, grandma needs long-term care. And now the fact that you gave money to the granddaughter, penalized. Okay. Terrible, because or a granddaughter was graduated college, or she's home in the summertime helping out. So now we don't have to pay professional services. Now grandma can stay at home. All those good things, right? But that's all going to be treated as a gift, and now she's penalized again. Well, there are ways of making these things happen. There's ways of doing them. But again, can you do it? Yeah, you can do it. But it's very important how you do it. You have to follow the rules. Follow the rules, get the benefit.
Okay.
Don't follow the rules, this guy shows up.
That's right, and you're the best person for that then, so we certainly do appreciate it.
Oh, well, I like to think so,
Oh,
sure.
I think we think, yeah. No. All right, well, thank you so much, David. We certainly
Thank you,
do appreciate
Nicole.
all this great information here.
Thank you.